there was a little bit of like crunchy in there, which some of it was probably carbon, but a little bit of it could have been damage. So with this guy, customer said that he had damaged the threads, which is kind of odd, so it's gonna be hard to capture on camera, but let's see what we can do. So the first couple of threads in the front, see how all here is nice and shiny, and like right here at the edge it gets a little dull. I'm wondering if either there's something wrong with the brake itself. So inside here, because when I went to put in the 1/2x28 tap, I was able to do it by hand, so it wasn't like bad, but let's see. There we go, right there. Good now. I didn't catch it on camera. I turned the camera on right after I cleaned it out. But it's so weird how the majority of his threads look good, and then the end of it doesn't. So something go bad at the install is the question. We'll see. Oh, that helped. Oh, that helped a lot. Feeling it. But this is kind of why I'm doing this by hand and not with a tool, because I don't want to put a lot of force and then unintentionally cut any threads. I was cleaning the threads out enough so I can start threading this on, and then the existing threads will guide this to thread on correctly and not cut any threads. I could put a vice grip on it, but again, I don't want to put too much force into this. See it spinning on? And then I hear it hit the crunchy parts. Getting further. Getting a lot further. Look like good threads again. I wonder how this guy did this. Because typically when we see bad threads, usually it's more of the threads and not just the first one or two. Which is what this is just the first one or two. I'm gently following a burr that's on the top here. So now I'm pretty far down on it. On the threads, I mean. I feel a little bit more confident about putting just a little bit more force into it. Because the existing threads will keep me from damaging anything. or you if you're doing this at home to your own gun. So here, let me show you what I mean. See how deep into the threads that is? So the good threads are protecting and guiding this on, which is what you want. You don't want to have this barely anywhere on the threads and then put up a ton of force into it and then cut new threads. That's not a good day. What? I think I'm starting to see why this guy was having problems. Threads are just a little too tall. So I'm saying I'm moving more material than I expected to. I'm well past the damaged area, okay? And now, when I'm bottomed out in the work that I've already done, see how it's snug? By my saying that I'm removing more material than I'm expecting to is I'm removing material as I'm threading this on further down, which is what I would not expect to see. Not much, but this would explain why that customer's having an issue, is he couldn't thread it on because it's too tight. All right, well, this should do it right here.
Typically brakes, you want them to be like a 2A.
So what are the different classes?
So 1, 2, and 3, and then you have A, B, and C. So 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3B, 3C, and it's how tight the thread to thread fit is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
The tighter ones, you typically would need a tool to actually thread the brake on, or thread whatever you're threading on.
It gets nice and snug right at the end, right, exactly how you want it.
Yeah. Okay. A class 2 you should be able to turn it on, put it on, take it off without a tool. As long as you don't torque it. And then the 3 series, I think, is like they're real sloppy. They're for really junky environments where you could probably have a lot of crap in the thread. But most of the dies that we use, I think, are 2A or 2B, which is fine for that kind of job.
Yeah, so moral of the story for you listeners, don't force it. If it feels like it's not supposed to do that, stop.